For consumers of organic dairy products, you may have seen empty shelves at stores lately, along with signs indicating a nationwide shortage. To see the impacts on the organic dairy industry, we visited Forest Glen Oaks Farm in Yamhill County, a family farm managed by Robert Kircher and his brother. Kircher explains organic dairy is comprised of the farming practice of the cattle that produce the milk, from cattle feed, avoiding use of antibiotics or hormones, and letting the cattle graze on an open field throughout the year. But Kircher says the challenges to keep the farm afloat are top of mind.
So since 2014 till just in the last probably 6-10 months, all of a sudden milk has started getting really short. But 2 years ago, we went through a phase where some of our feed costs were almost double what they are today. The big thing is the prices are way higher in the grocery store, but the farmers haven't received any bit of that.
In 2024, the USDA paid over $30 million in grants to organic dairy producers to help cover costs. But Kircher says those grants are only a temporary fix. The costs of organic feed and keeping up with the change in regulations for organic dairy producers puts a strain financially on his operation, which is nearly a 24/7 job.
You got to be committed to it, and you got to be. Our phones are glued to us, right? And there's calls at 2-3 o'clock in the morning or midnight or whatever where some piece of equipment fails. That has to be done right away.
On our tour of the farm, we see how the nearly 2,000 cows are rotated between feedings and providing milk that immediately goes out the door.
So we're basically taking almost 98-degree milk, running it through here and dropping it. Right now we're at 40 degrees, and that's going directly into these tanks. These tanks are all cooled too, so it'll bring it down to 37, 38 degrees.
So at the end of the process, the raw milk is transferred out of this opening here through this white tube and up into this milk truck. And then it's taken to milk processors across the Pacific Northwest and ends up in grocery stores across the region. But the industry overall has seen a decline in dairy producers. According to the Oregon Department of Agriculture, there's been a big drop in organic and conventional dairy farms in the state over the last decade. In 2016, there were 240 farms, and by 2025, over 100 less, with only 136 operations. Matthew Dillon is co-CEO of the Organic Trade Association, a nationwide group promoting organic food products. He says the decline in organic dairy farmers is felt across the country.
We've lost 13% of organic dairy producers, family farms, since 2001. And that decline in total dairy farms has an impact on then supply at the retail level. The loss of those dairy farms was primarily driven by a number of economic factors.
Those factors, according to Dillon, include a decline in labor, recent droughts, escalating soy and corn prices, which are critical ingredients for feeding cattle. But Dillon believes the growing demand for organic dairy will keep the industry strong despite current challenges.